Welcome everybody back to another episode of the Money Pot Podcast. I am the president. I am the CEO. I am him. I am Moss Money. Here to talk to you about day two of FXL Week One games. I did watch the games yesterday. They were okay. It ain't the NFL, right? So we know what we're looking at in terms of product. So those who you know talk shit about, oh, I'd rather watch paint dry, or I'd rather go play, pick up outside with my friends, or whatever the scenario is, whatever the words, or whatever that's coming to your mind. I mean, I look at it like this: football's on and I can make money, right? That's how I look at it. I don't care what the product is. If I can find an edge, if I can find a side to reach out to tell people, hey, what are you looking at? Because you're gonna want to bet. I mean, are we betting 3-point contests? Are we betting slam dunk contests every week? No, we're not. We're watching. There's football on. So until other things start to pick up, you can't bet. You can't bet college basketball. Everybody loses. You get the number one spot, they lose. Number one spot. You know what I mean? Like, it's the crapshoot. And then, can you bet basketball player props? You know how it is. You follow Money Pop Podcast. You see us on the show each and every day. We got to run. We're running with that. Now, last day for betting basketball didn't go as expected, but we still up. We're still up almost $700, 7 units. So, hey, you know where to come to get the best bets, to get the best advice, to get your best picks and predictions so you can put more money in your pocket. That's what we're here for. All right. So yesterday it was the Vipers versus the Renegades. The Renegades came back in that game and won. You can see obviously the talent level and the talent difference in terms of FXL versus NFL, right? A lot of sloppy play. There was a lot of pick sixes, sacks, um, tons of bobbles and stuff like that. So make sure when you bet in these games, you understand. Now, the big trend last year with FXL was the under. Under was the major hit. Both games yesterday went over. So if you bet the under, then you got hit pretty hard. We went 1 for 1, or if you did it like I did a parlay. I did 0 for 1. I did have the Renegades money line winning the game, and then the Roughnecks and Guardians just went over. Roughnecks makes sense. Wade Phillips, defense, defense, defense. They had like 7 sacks in that game, so that makes sense. So that's the recap from yesterday. Let's talk about today's games. Today's games, first game will be 3 o'clock, a couple hours here, about an hour and a half. It will be the Battlehawks versus the Brahmas. San Antonio, I believe, versus the St. Louis Battlehawks. St. Louis has some talent on that team, if I'm not mistaken. And nice little gem here. They have the best home field in the league, supposedly. Even though this game's on the road, they still have the best home field advantage throughout the league. St. Louis is still a little salty about how the Rams left and went to LA. So, from what I remember and from what I've been reading about, is that St. Louis definitely has a home field advantage. So just remember that's a nice key when they're home next time. So that first game for them should be a nice home showing. So this is Anthony Beck, old tight end from the Jets. He's going to be the head coach here. So some pretty decent reviews coming out of camp. Seems to, pretty determined to make this a good opportunity for himself. They do have A.J. McCarron from Alabama, the quarterback, was named the starting quarterback. Running backs have Brian Hill and Mateo Durant. Hill had a good NFL career, or one game where he had almost close to 1,000 rushing yards, almost 5 yards per carry. Durant a little bit more explosive. If you remember him, he was on the Duke team about 2 years ago in college, rushed for 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns. So, there was good buzz coming out of there. Those are the marquee names, or the names that might sound or ring a bell familiar for St. Louis. The biggest thing is A.J. McCarron. somewhat decent quarterback. He has ton of NFL experience, so that's what you want, right? You want a quarterback who can play, who can lead an offense, and defenses kind of take care of themselves. So they're going to go against Hines Ward and the San Antonio Brahmas, kind of homage to Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, obviously, the owner or part owner of the team. So right now they were plus 650. We looked at that yesterday. If you don't know, go ahead and check out that video on Money Pop Podcast from yesterday's show. But they have some experienced coordinators there. Hines Ward is the big name that is coming out of the woodworks out of there as their head coach. So, you know, not really too much to talk about them. Trying to think who else that I know there. I think Jack Cohen, was going to get the quarterback nod. I think that's his name. He played for Wisconsin, I believe, a couple years ago. And then I think he played for Notre Dame, I think 2 years ago, and had a decent run in Notre Dame. Had some good percentage wise in terms of you know um his passing completion, touchdown to interception ratio. But they're supposed to be on the lower end, especially with Hines Ward there. So I think we're going to stick to what the formula was last week. We're going to take what we think is the better team on paper, who's got a little bit more NFL experience on those teams, a little bit more touted, skill set on paper. So what we're going to do here, let me bring up um, the DraftKings book here and show you what we're going to do. Like I said yesterday, uh, we had the right idea. I didn't think that Houston was going to win like that as much as they did, but they did. So you were 1 for 1, or you were 0 for 1 like me because I parlayed it. But I'm going to go St. Louis here, money line minus 145. So you're going to pay a little bit of extra on it, but we're going to go 145 on the money line here. We're going to do day 2 FXL. Like I said, this is more for just thinking about it on paper. First week going to be tough. Going to be tough first week. Going to be tough first week. All right. So we only got an hour and a half till kickoff for the 3 o'clock game. So I don't want to take too much time really breaking down something that I really can't speak in depth to because we just don't know. We just don't know what they look like. I do say this: looking at the game that they played yesterday, when you think about it, some of the rules were kind of nice. I do like the extra point type rules, where you can go for 3 or something like that. That could be a nice wrinkle. I think everybody loves the back end conversations between the ref, the head coach, and the upstairs office of what they're looking at. I think that's major. What you're going to see NFL does. Not too big fan of the on spot interviews after a big play to get that instant reaction. Sometimes guys ain't really talking. Mike's a little sensitive. We heard some we heard some words. How players talk a little bit of shit to each other. So I think they're going to have to clean that up. But overall, if you look at it, first run with some of the rules, first run at it wasn't too bad. Obviously, you expect the crowds to be small, but like I said, if you want to go watch paint dry, you want to go have a catch or something else, then hey, just don't talk about the shit. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what to tell you because I'm a football, head. I love football. If it's bad football, I can still stomach it, and especially if I'm betting on it, I gotta have an angle to watch it. So I don't think it was bad, but it wasn't amazing. So let's look at the games for. So that's my one play for this game. Let's look at the next game. We got the Seattle Sea Dragons versus the DC Defenders, and I think this is the game that most people are going to be interested in. And the reason for it is because Seattle touts probably the biggest name in the league at this moment. Well, one of the two biggest names, but they have Jim Haslett as their coach. So if you don't know, he was a coach of the year, coach for probably a little bit known for coaching the Saints for a while there. Um, they have an offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator. Both have coached with Haslett before. So that kind of makes a lot more sense of that continuity that they're going to have and why they were on one of the top teams to win the whole thing. Quarterback is Ben DiNucci. Don't know. He sucked in Dallas. So, but he's the former Dallas Cowboy coach, won the job. Um, no, nothing coming out of the running back room. But the biggest name probably in the league is that they have Josh Gordon. So Josh Gordon is on the Seattle Sea Dragons. So you should expect a lot of Josh Gordon today. Player props are not up. You like DFS? They're there. I haven't tackled or even looked at DFS stuff as of yet. But I think if you're looking for a reach, if you're looking for a home run hit, today might not be a bad day to bet on some of the DiNucci and Josh Gordon touchdowns today for a stack. So not bad, not a bad place to be. But like I said, a lot of experience on this Seattle team, so makes a lot of sense of where they are. They are facing the DC Defenders. Trying to think who is on the DC Defenders. So Reggie. That's right, Reggie Barlow. Coaching HBCUs gets his shot at being a head coach here. He was a Super Bowl champ with the Tampa Bay Bucks. So they have Jordan Tamau, who's a decent quarterback. The former old Miss quarterback. Having played, he played in the USFL, so seems like he is going to be getting the start. If you think about it, he did air it out. He led the USFL in passing yards and passing touchdowns, and a threat to be on the ground as well. So I think he had over 2,000 yards in the USFL and 14 to 15 passing touchdowns. It does not sound like a lot. I get it. It does not sound like a lot, but take it for what it's worth. This is what you have to deal with. This is the information you have to deal with. So um, that is who's going to be on the DC Defenders. So that line right now is a little bit closer than the other ones. Most of the lines have been 30. I'm sorry, about 3.5. So this one is right under the number. So the question is, how do we look at this game? I'm looking at this game at the over. So I'm going to take the over here. Get you a 2-1. I think both quarterbacks have some juice. I think they'll be able to move the ball fairly okay. We didn't see nothing like crazy in terms of big plays yesterday. So I think that both teams should be able to score here. I mean, the DC Defenders, they want to play fast, they want to play aggressive. And you're going to throw it up. You're going to see what Danucci and Gordon is. They're going to be a pretty throwing teams. I don't know much about Reggie Barlow and what he ran at HBCUs. I know Haslett a little bit, and he's always had a decent quarterback. From his days, in the NFL. So I expect these teams to score. I expect this to be a little bit higher scoring, maybe the highest score of the week actually. Just the way that these teams are going to play. So I think that those are my plays for the day. Now DFS stuff, man. It's going to be hard to even think about this. I don't know much. Let's just look at it real quick of how I would want to do this for DFS. I just want to see what it looks like real quick. Just stick with me. If you guys are there, just stick with me. I'm not going to log in, obviously. So let's do DraftKings Daily Sports. Is it really going to make me log in? I don't even know my password. Should be saved on your phone, right? Let me see if there's another way to get in there without having to log in. It's so stupid. So these are the games. I don't have anything while I'm figuring this out. I don't have anything from let me just stop sharing. Let me see if I can figure this out. I don't have anything for NBA. I typically don't bet all-star games. I think I think the dude Mac from the Sixers winning the slam dunk contest was pretty easy. I didn't think that Dane was gonna win, to be honest with you. Um, I really didn't. See where I'm at? Ah, yeah, nice. I did let me in. Okay, I'll share this back out real quick and get you guys out of here. Let's go. See, is there even? I don't even see FXL. I'll go to NFL. Ah, here, okay, it is under FXL. All right, so 20 max entry. I don't like the max entries ones. I just like one entry. Here we go. We'll do this one. All right, let's draft team. $300. I'll take it. Yeah, see, you gotta do some research on these things. So I would go. I think this is gonna be a big stack right here. Gordon's got to be up there, right? Like Gordon's got to be up there. Hmm. And it's so hard because you got to figure out, um, like if you're all on Seattle, I think Durant is a good option here. Who is that with Seattle? See, that offense is going to be good, I think. But we didn't really see a lot of good running back play so much, um, as much as we thought we would. At least I don't think. At least I didn't think we did. I mean, there was some couple good ones, but nothing crazy. I'm gonna go Hill, and then how much I got left? 20 grand. So you get two flexes, two receivers. We got some tight ends here. I'm gonna go see who this is. I want to go tight end. That's what I want to go, and I want to go tight end with Danucci because I remember him tight end heavy. So we'll go here, flex, and then we'll go. Who was the backup one for Hill? It was Durant, wasn't it? I'll go Durant. And then my flex, DC defenders. Oh, I remember him. Kellen Barnes. Yeah. He's got some he's got some juice to him. I don't know who Hamels is. I think I'm gonna go with a familiar phrase just because I know until we figure out. But I mean, that's something what you're gonna look like. But like I said, you got to get deep. You got to know some people who know some of these names, um, and kind of do some more research on that. I know about all of them, but I don't know who this one is. Um, I know who these guys are, but I'm just basing this off the stack for Danucci. But I think that you have a really good shot at winning some of these. If you guys take the time to go look at that, you'd have a decent shot at winning some of these. So, but those are the plays of the day. With that, let me bring it back up on my sports book. Show that to you real quick. Do I have my ticket up still? Did it save my ticket? Did not save my ticket. Oh yeah, it did. Come on, man. All right. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't got time for the location bullshit. Right. I just want to know the ticket. All right. Fuck. You know what? This is what we'll do. We'll sign out. Got it. And then bring up the ticket again. All right. So, like I said before, you can do the single, or I'm gonna do a two play parlay for plus 200. We're gonna take Battlehawks to win, and we're gonna take the over in the Dragons and Defenders game. I think those are gonna be the plays of the day. I want to thank everybody for joining. If you're still with us, if you're still watching, you make it to the end. As always, make sure you hit that like, make sure you hit that subscribe. All that stuff does great things for us on the back end, on the algorithm side. We're growing each and every single goddamn day. And it's because of you guys that I keep continuing to drop some knowledge, some betting wisdom and advice, and only do what we do. And that's what we do the best in the business is giving people free money, right? That's what we do. That's what we do here. Everybody's talking about betting in normal conversation, in a specific conversation, in all sporting conversations, they're all talking about betting, but do they really know how to bet is the question. And that's up to you guys to decide. So thank you for joining. Good luck today in all your betting endeavors. And I will see you guys tomorrow. This is Moss Money. This is Money Pot. We out.